think if we start off quite well, get into a bit of a flow, a bit of a rhythm, hopefully, as long as I can enjoy my riding, hopefully the result will come.
Here we are in Pateley Bridge for the final round of the World Trials Championships. The championship already been won by Jordi, but the rest of the top 10 places all up for grabs still. And now we'll have a quick word with Steve Collie after his great result in Finland the other week.
Congratulations, Steve, a brilliant result in the finish round of the World Trials Championship. Tell us about it.
Not a lot to tell really. Obviously we had a great day, we had no problems with the bike. Woody and I clicked, we worked well together, and the sections were right up my street. Very, very grippy and quite big time. Quite a hit and miss trial. The sections were either a clean or 5, and I had quite a few cleans, obviously. But as I say, no problems, everything worked out well, and it's days like that when you do get the result. So yeah. Obviously over the moon.
On to Saturday afternoon, scrutineering once again. This will be the last time this will be held, as next year Saturday will be the practice day for the new format of the trial. Here we have Pons, just saying there, bike saying he's on Michelin's, with all his Dunlop stickers on his bike. Donato had a great season, looks happy with himself. And after 12 rounds, the bikes get big blobs of paint. One of the biggest attractions at the trial again was the Dunlop support. There we have, that is the Dunlop man, not the Michelin man. They look about the same size. And there's Caroline Sanderford stand with a Montesa. New 120cc gas, pretty eye-catching. And just having a look here at the 94 Aprilia on show. And as we can see, JR's been very busy putting his RSC signs up all over the country, directing the people up to Bayliss Gap for Sunday's event. All the trade stands now have moved up to Bayliss Gap, waiting for the large crowd which is expected to watch the trial. As you can see, some of them arriving pretty early, as the event started at 9 o'clock. Moving straight into the action, we have Takumi on section 4, relatively easy section. The 2 sections prior to this were probably the 2 hardest ones in the trial. Just a little bit of trick riding down here, watching the tape. Easy enough for Takumi there. And this bit he's coming to now, very tricky little turn around the rock. Once again, very close to the tape. for Takumi though. And just to finish the section, it's a fairly large rock step, third gear, wind it up. Easy enough, just like that. New world champion, Jordi Terres, riding today with no pressure on his shoulders whatsoever. Everybody thought he'd win hands down. Just guided into place there by his many minders. Nearly getting booted in the face in the process. A little bit wobbly early on in the morning, but was soon going to settle down to his normal rhythm. Once again round the tricky bit, no problems. Just clearing the motor out there. Once again making that look like a 2-foot hop step instead of about a 6-foot one. Diego, who had a very poor start to the season, is picking up with some good results now. Saying that today wasn't going to be his day. And still only going to end up 10th in the series. Next in the section, here we have Mark Clomay, the rider who's come on leaps and bounds this year, moving up to second in the championship. Next year could be a real big threat for the #1 plate. Mark there, steady as ever with his trick riding. A little bit like John Lampkin with the balance there. The tricky little rocky section there. Onto the bit where Diego come to grief. Once again, lining it up. Pedro there, saying no problem. Here we are, moving on to the next one, section 5, and we have Benitez there, the Spanish Federation lad, coming to grief. This is probably one of the most spectacular sections in any world round this year. But an estimated 2,000 people watching this. We have David Pye coming to grief up the first bit. One of the German lads over for the Trials of the Nations. Just missing the rear brake there, and a bit of a loop out. Local boy here, Dan Hemingway, just doing the same thing. When you hit the rock step, you have to be straight on the back brake to bring the front end down. Anybody who had an attempt at this section got a round of applause though. Doesn't see Melk, see you doing that. Christoph Camozzi, just paving the way. This lad constantly in the points now. Just psyching himself up for the next tricky bit. This section split into like 4 hard little hazards between each of them. Just getting into the rut on the left hand side, third gear. To attack the very slippery round boulder. No problems there though. As you can see, huge great crowd. And we'll see what section this is sponsored by. cleaning that with ease. Christophe there, just spinning on the loose stuff, not used to this slippy ground. Comes from the south of France with the big, grippy, dry boulders. Still hasn't made up his mind which way he wants to go in the section yet. And this is the bit he had to make it count with. Not quite getting it right. Don't think there's a lot of chance of getting up from there. There was the marker, just clipped out with the back wheel. Young Finnish rider here, Jochen Hindrum, scored his first points a couple of weeks prior to this in Sweden. Only 17 years of age. Looks to have a good future in trials. Just easing the back wheel down slowly. Now waiting for his minder to get on top of the rock in case of any problems. Just hitting the bottom there a little bit hard. Just taking the 3 to get up. This little bit here, everybody made look easy, but it was you had to be very precise, back wheel on the point, and jump very high. Excellent job there to hold on. Mr. Slow Coach himself, Sembenini, getting a little bit radical. Can't believe he's there that quick in the section. A little bit of a throttle stick, I think. Quick as we've seen Piero all year. Still clean though. Makes that look lovely. By this time, the crowd really getting into the thick of the things. His minder there, just telling him how to do it. We'll think we know how. Good job with these videos, you can cut the tapes, because he's been there for about 10 minutes already. Leather in third gear, hope for the best. Just taking the quick quad there on the right hand side. I'm not going to say anything to this rider. I'm going to leave it for Mark to do the commentary.
Right. 3 inch away from me, but watch Jay. Go away from me, a bit more. A bit more. A bit more if you can. You're alright actually, leave it there. You really made it have it. Hit it. There. Really make it have it. Look there. Don't wheel around here. Back wheel on that point. And don't let it go over it. Steady, steady. That's it. You're perfect. You can't get it better. You jumped it onto that. Front wheel very hard. It's underneath it, and it went over. It didn't sump it so much. Plenty of room to land there. Right, I want to show you something now. Went right over here. Absolutely straight lined it all the way up there. 2 points. Wheeling over that last. So here, look. Get your front wheel up going over.
Dougie Lampkin, getting probably one of the largest round of applauses I've ever heard at a trial in recent years. And then we have Mart, as you can see, falling back in amazement. Can't believe he's cleaned it. This is not Steve Collie, this is Ron Como Jr. in Steve's kit. Had all his clothing nicked from the airport. And another rider who takes his time, Wham Pons. He's had a great year. As you can see, this year riding with number 11 on his jumper. He's going to move up to number 6 for next year. Started off the day very well. He's been told how to do this trick a little bit. Lovely. Once again, the crowd there applauding every move. Pons there just setting off, spinning. All the English lads would have just held it flat out and burnt their way up, but not Pons. A little bit of trick riding. Lovely done there. Back to where he began, still feet up. Not really got much of a clue by the looks of things. This time though, just flat out, back wheel everywhere. Probably one of the loveliest rides there on the day. Tommy getting a little bit of air time there. Last time he's going to have the number 1 plate on his chest. We'll hope to gain it back in '94. Tommy there, precise as ever. Shouldn't be no problems up here. Pretty have got plenty of go. Just a little wobble there. No feet down though. Once again, everybody makes it look so easy. But it's horrible because when you go to set off, it's blind the other side and you don't know where you're going to land. Just making sure he's square in the rut. Third gear once again. Safe prod. Then taking one more just to right at the exit. Number 8 there, Donato Miglio. It'll be the last time he's got that number for a year. Next year he'll be on number 5 after some great rides this season. A lot of people thought Donato was slowly going down in the championship all the time after his recent years. But once again, as I say, had many top 3 finishes this year. When Donato flows, probably one of the smoothest riders in the world. Now we have Mr. Peters from America. Looks disgusted with himself. And Andy Poe, the New Zealand lad. Don't think he really wanted to be sumped out there. Still feet up and clean. There am I, just at the top of the rock, acting as minder for him, while Steve's sitting in the queue. Jordi there, not quite getting it right. I saved him a few levers and handlebars. Said he'd buy me a pint at the end of the day. We have Takumi, the lone Japanese rider. His brother there just telling him where to go. Takumi not had the best of seasons. As you can see, finished 6th last year. But at this point, was lying in 9th position. But after a steady ride today, was going to end up the series in 7th. Not been too consistent this year, Takumi. Had a couple of seconds, but then also had a couple of 11ths, 12ths, 13ths. Just checking what was over the other side of that rock. And straight after this event was back off to Japan to do the Japanese Championships. Once again there, right at the exit, just catching him out. John Luke nicked two. Just, I think he wanted to go a little bit quicker up that first step because he was right on the limit. John Luke, never been seeded in the top 15. Always thereabouts, but not quite. For next year, he's going to have that number 15 on his bib, so always was graded in the top riders. Up there, as easy as anybody. Probably one of the most stylish hats on the scene. Not. David there, his minder, just lining him up. Been with him many years. Just picking his nose there. David, also a good rider. Done a few European Championships. Almost paying off there. Once again taking the 3 right at the exit. Jordi looking as calm as ever. Always waving that leg around. Colin there studying what to do. Go back and tell Graham, as he was minding for Graham, not Robert in this one. Jason Finn was following this ride around all day, as it's his hero. And all the local cameramen there getting in his way. Not used to this sort of event, not like Bennett videos. Jordi there, once again, right at the exit, taking a prod. Everybody was looking at the rocks, thinking that was the hard bit. Just that little route at the end, catching everybody out. Mark here was going to end the season with another great win. A couple of poor results in the middle of the season ruined his championship hopes. Not messing around in the section. Not many cleans on this one all day. Bruno was going to have a disaster of a day. Was lining 7th going into this round. A few problems with the bike. Not a happy chappy. We're going to end the series in 9th position. Just creeping up there. Should hopefully see a few of these bikes around next year. Bruno. Just having a big prod and getting away with just the one there. Moving on now to the last section, section 14. Piero, clean, very tricky little exit there. And once again, Christophe Camozzi on his Yamaha. Makes that look very easy. Fair drop down now. You can see not a lot of room to stop. Must run in the family, tight trousers on the Camozzis. Lining himself up for the tricky exit. Once again though, makes it look very easy. Jochen Hindrum making his attempt at his last section. Wants to end it with a clean. Still lots of people around. Lovely bit of trick riding. All the foreign riders take the time in the sections. If this was a British Championship hazard, 99% of the riders wouldn't even stop. Wampons on his gas. Looking as immaculate as ever. Wouldn't think they'd ridden 3 laps, 14 sections, and still looking this clean. Especially in an English trial. Lovely control. We have Dougie, just seeing how it's done. Dougie was on a roll today. Now we have Pons. No problems. Dougie there, not quite getting it right. Didn't want to lose any marks here. Would have dropped him down the field a little bit more. Bit of hefty leg work there, and out, still clean. Brilliant result. John Shirt, haven't seen him all day. make that look like the M6, and was going to have his best result of his career in a world round with a top 20 finish. Miguel there with the sun in his eyes, getting it a little bit wrong, getting out for the prod. And here's Tommy, who had a steady ride today, just missing out on the third position by a couple of marks. His brother Yomi there, just guiding him down into place. Right at the end of the trial, no silly mistakes wanted. Just seeing how slippy it is there, his back wheel slipping along the rock. And a nice little endo to finish the trial. First time we've seen Steve all day. Just didn't finish the trial clean. Got better as the day went on and was going to finish in 7th position. And here we have a full list of the results.
The trial was quite easy up to all the rest of the World Championship, but I think it was about just perfect for me, and also I think it was just a bit easy for Steve, but I think it was a good trial for the British people.
Yeah, and you've completed a full year of World Championship trials this year. How have you got on?
We've been in the points 3 times, but 9th has been my best result so far, so just have to keep it up for next year.
You were leading the trial until the midway stage. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's so funny this trial. I would like to win. I make first and second lap quite good. Little problems on the third lap, but there's no big difference between the first 4. Okay, second is a good result for me this year.
And are you pleased with your overall position in the championship?
Yeah, I'm happy. I prefer 3rd place, but 4 is okay. I have 1 point more than last year. I changed the bike completely different, and I had many work this year, so it's okay for all the team and for me.
And next year you stay with Montesa?
Yeah, I stay with Montesa, and we start now work with new bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this competition I got 2 positions up.
Yeah.
Then next year 7th. Yeah. I'm happy.
Yeah. Congratulations. We
Yeah.
wish you all the best for next year.
Okay, thank you.
It was a very good trial, and I like it very much. The weather was good, and the sections were good. I only had one problem that I had to start very early, but the result is not so very bad. I only had one problem, but we fixed it.
Trial was very good. There were a lot of people, and the sections were like traditional trial, and I liked very much because it was completely different from all the other races we have made this year. And I'm quite satisfied because also level, some sections were a little bit too easy, but level was generally okay.
And are you pleased with your performance in the championship this year?
I don't know if anybody can be very pleased when you are in a first and then second year, following year third. But let's say that I'm not disappointed because you can't win every year, and there were a lot of good riders this year, and I'm happy that I'm always in podium, and now I have first, second, and third position. So it was one thing more for my collection.
Woody and I have been working hard throughout the year, and we've been steadily improving. And I'm just looking forward to next year, and hopefully with Woody as well.
Yeah, we'd like to wish you all the best. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you lads for a great year as well.
Cheers.